Aquinas College on the east side of Grand Rapids is the host site of the 2019 NAIA Lacrosse Invitational. We have a semifinal Friday for you today on the NAIA network, and it begins in the men's bracket as Indiana Tech, the 2 seed, takes on the host school, 6 seed Aquinas. Hi there, everybody. It's great to be with you from AQ Athletic Field. My name is Chris Fosters. Even though it's a little bit chilly by May standards here in the southwest corner of Michigan, that's doing nothing to dampen the pride for Aquinas, the host school, and in the NAIA Lacrosse Invitational for the first time in program history. There's a lot of mutual history between Aquinas and Indiana Tech. They're conference rivals, and while Indiana Tech won the conference tournament, it was Aquinas that won the regular season meeting between these two teams. We've got some players that we want you to keep your eyes on today as we get this match going, and it begins with Aquinas' standout Cam Rogers, one of the best scorers in the country this year, an All-American, a 5'11 senior from Windsor, Ontario. He set a school record with 97 points scored, and that includes his total from the quarterfinal round for Aquinas just a couple of days ago. Indiana Tech has got an outstanding defense, however, that will be poised on locking down Rogers today. And it all begins with that guy, the long stick midi, Jordan Reyes. Reyes is a 5'11", 170-pound junior from Elkhart, Indiana. He is the Conference Defensive Player of the Year and an All-American as well. So a pretty good defense for Indiana Tech against a very potent offensive attack for the Aquinas Saints. Winner moves on to the finals. The championship Sunday coming your way tomorrow. But again, we get things started with the semifinal today. It's Indiana Tech and Aquinas coming up just around the corner. We'll be back after these messages on the NAIA network.
When a lot of people think of the NAIA, they think, oh, the talent level is less. The talent level is not as great. That is just not true. You know, there's some great athletes out here that maybe didn't have the size or the athletic ability to play at D1 or D2, but the talent level out here is tremendous. If I could give anybody advice or pitch that to anybody, I'd say give the NAIA a chance. It's a great place to play.
Take a moment and meet the starters for the
We are just about ready to go. Face off in the first semifinal of the men's bracket. 4 games today. Both the men's and the women's semifinals take place beneath overcast skies here at Aquinas College. Aquinas has been the host not only of this year's invitational but last year's as well. They've been doing a great job. Beautiful campus, wonderful facilities here on the east side of Grand Rapids. Conference rivals in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference square off here today for the right to move on to the championship of the 2019 NAIA Invitational Tournament. Indiana Tech is the 2 seed. Aquinas is the 6 seed. And when they met in the regular season, just to clarify this from the open, it was Indiana Tech who won 12-11 right here at Aquinas on April 10th. So it was a very close matchup then, and every indication is that this is going to be another close matchup here today. Both of these teams were tested in the quarterfinal round. Indiana Tech knocked off the 7 seed Kaiser 9-7, and Aquinas won its first ever invitational game, upsetting, in fact, the 3 seed in the tournament, Lawrence Tech, 10-9. Lawrence Tech is also a member of the WAC, a conference that sent 4 teams to the men's invitational. Opening faceoff handled by Sam Werner for Aquinas and Andrew Neller for Indiana Tech. And after the face-off whistle, it belongs to Aquinas. Werner with a quick dish to Cam Rogers, who spins free and fires one right at the feet of Indiana Tech's goalie, Evan Schuster, who sees the ball very early, just about 15 seconds into this match. Two teams with a lot of familiarity against and with each other. Indiana Tech comes in with a 16-2 record on the season. That includes their quarterfinal win 2 days ago. Aquinas is 11-4, and that is a program best 11 wins in a single season for the Aquinas Saints, the host school, and giving the home fans a lot to cheer about already. A wipeout nearly leads to a turnover, and Aquinas does in fact scoop it up. That was Jake Lee who had the takeaway, and then it rolls too far in front and away of Matt Wagner. It comes back to Indiana Tech. Tech in the gray and Aquinas in the maroon. Into the box. Pass in front and a score over Clayton Bollrichter, Aquinas' goalie. No, it's waved off. Beg your pardon. So we're still scoreless. It was on the outside of the net. But a close chance either way. Bollrichter was so good in the quarterfinal round in between the pipes for Aquinas. 12 saves. A hard collision. Just about 8 yards out. And Hinman gathers for Aquinas. Indiana Tech's bench wants a flag, and they get one on a tackle along the sideline. So a lot of tempo and a lot of energy from both benches, unsurprisingly, to start this one out. That is a push called on Joey Fitzgerald of Aquinas, and that's a 30-second penalty. So it's Indiana Tech with the extra man. Still early in this first quarter. Indiana Tech was very good with an extra man in the quarterfinal. They were 3 for 6 in their extra man opportunities. They've got one here in the first. That one tips off the cross and gets all the way through neutral as it got by Andrew Ryan. Aquinas on the counter. This is Matt Wagner. And he dumps it back off to Jake Lee. Lee and Sam Klinsky idling right now, and that buys Joey Fitzgerald enough time to jog back onto the field with the 30-second penalty expired. Klinsky behind the cage, working on Jordan Reyes, one of the top defenders that we profiled before this match began. Fitzgerald waiting for the offense to engage. He makes his move, double teamed, and gets it back out to the edge of the box. This is Nash West on the move. He's cut off and finds Cam Rogers, the All-American, who had a 4-point quarterfinal 2 days ago. Pass in the middle, and West yanked it to the right of Evan Schuster, the goalie. Klinsky brings it back up. Reyes shadowing him. And with the shot clock expiring, it goes back to Indiana Tech. Both of these teams finished 7-1 in the WAC this year. And it was Indiana Tech who handed Aquinas its only conference loss of the year. Aquinas exited the WAC tournament in the semifinal round, and so they qualified for the 2019 Invitational as an at-large bid. Indiana Tech won the conference tournament and stamped its ticket to the 2019 Invitational as an automatic qualifier. 4 automatic qualifiers and 4 at-large bids, rounding out the preliminary field in the men's bracket. Rogers with a baseline whip pass to Klinsky, and he puts it home. And right as the sun breaks out for the first time today, we have our first goal of the semifinal.
Number 91, Cam Rogers, time of goal, 10:48.
Aquinas fans know that tandem very well. Cam Rogers and Sam Klinsky have teamed up for a lot of goal, assist, point combinations this year. And so very fitting that that is how Aquinas gets on the board. That's goal number 47 for Sam Klinsky this year. And for Cam Rogers, that's his 49th assist. He's got 49 assists and 49 goals, so give him 98 points. That's already a school record. He had the school record going into the tournament, in fact. And so he's just padding that record and has a chance at a 100-point season. Based on Rogers' performance this year, there's an awfully good chance he gets that in this game. Aquinas has it again in the attacking zone, up 1-0. Remember, this meeting in the regular season between these two teams was decided by just one goal. On the goal line, a fantastic spear save, you might say, by Evan Schuster. He essentially intercepted a pass. Reyes works it to neutral, double teamed by Klinsky and Rogers. Ball on the ground. It's bushwhacked towards the box by Aquinas, and Schuster is there to clear it. A whistle sounds, and it's coming back to Aquinas. Everyone back on sides, and Samasare Kanadu drops it off for Blake Baker, the 5'5" freshman from Brighton, Michigan. Lots of local products on the field for Aquinas, as a matter of fact. The majority of its roster gathered from across the state of Michigan, and several players from right here in the Grand Rapids area. Indiana Tech making the trip up to Michigan from Fort Wayne, Indiana, so they've got a great cheering section and plenty of local talent on its roster as well. Here's Fitzgerald around the screen with a burst, no shot. Fantastic defense by Taylor Marchand. There's a tie-up and a whistle. Aquinas hangs on after the foul. And it's Blake Baker who lobs it down to Fitzgerald, and Aquinas swings it around and out. Rogers. No one in front, so he takes the shot and scores it himself.
Saints goal number 91, Cam Rogers.
2 quick points for Cam Rogers. 1 assist, 1 goal, and Aquinas looks good early, up 2-0. Not even halfway through the first quarter, however. And Rogers give him 99 points now for the senior from Windsor, Ontario. He transferred to Aquinas from Tusculum University and has been the bellwether player for Aquinas. Werner and Neller tango for the faceoff. It's won by Werner, one of the best X-Men in the country this year. He tries to shove Tech off the ball, but Rogers was unable to get there. Rolls out of bounds either way, and Kevin Heischetter puts it back into play for the Saints. Heischetter in off the bench for Aquinas coach Doug Seitz. Klinsky, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald winds up, and it just might have nicked off the carpet low and to the right of Evan Schuster. Klinsky. Pass is bobbled and scooped up out of harm's way by Schuster. Corby Haley was right outside of the crease. Blaine Flanagan with the pass up through neutral. Here comes Ian Tyberski as Indiana Tech had that one shot very early in the first quarter, but another turnover there for Indiana Tech. An unforced turnover at that. Keeps possession with Aquinas. They have certainly won the possession battle through the first half of the first quarter. Nash West, the 6'4 sophomore, gallops into and now back out of the box. Aquinas happy to sit on the ball right now, and now they call a set. Joey Fitzgerald swings it back up to Nash West. Haley comes down to screen for Rogers. Rogers gets in front, takes the shot. It is kneecapped away by Schuster. He scoops it up, it pops out. Reyes is there to clean it up for Indiana Tech. Just getting the ball out of Indiana Tech's defensive box right now has been difficult. But here come the Warriors mounting a charge. Lewis Check curls around as Andrew Ryan checks into the game for the first time. Ryan guarded by Klinsky. Now to Justin Hinman. Hidman on a jog, 6-foot junior from Erie, Pennsylvania. No one really open in front until it finds Noah Puckett, and he whips it past the goal. Tech brings it back in. And that leaks back out to center. All the way back to Jordan Reyes. That's an over and back. And it's Aquinas ball again. Klinsky taking his time up top. He's the counterpart, the wingman to Cam Rogers, if you will. Senior out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Second in the country in assists this season with 36. And he throws it away. Intercepted in front by Andrew Ryan. He's harassed on the forecheck. In comes a flag. But Ryan is able to break free. Nifty move. He left Cam Rogers behind. And now throws it to Puckett. Again, a delayed penalty coming up here. Here is Chandler Peterson, the most prolific scorer for Indiana Tech. He tries to back down an Aquinas defender. Matt Wagner, and he throws it in. Now, Indiana Tech, even with the delayed penalty looming.
Give the assist to number 33, Chandler Peterson. Time of goal, 3:32.
Gets its first goal of the game. Take a look at this one more time. Peterson with the beautiful dish. Wait for it. There it is. Found his man open in front. And for Jack Marquardt, that's just his third goal of the season. Marquardt has had a good invitational, however. He picked up an assist in Indiana Tech's quarterfinal win on Wednesday. Werner wins over 70% of his faceoffs. He gets another one there for Aquinas, and he bounces one home. Sam Werner might be the ultimate weapon, or the X factor, if you will, for Aquinas. The way he's able to win possession, and in this case, win momentum right back for Aquinas after Indiana Tech scored its first goal of the day. Aquinas goes right back up 2, thanks to Sam Werner, who scores his 6th goal of the season. He did it all himself. Andrew Neller for Indiana Tech is very good in the faceoff circle as well. He wins over 54% of his faceoffs, but Sam Werner again checks in at 71.2% this year. And he nearly won another one. He hiked it through, but Indiana Tech was able to salvage it thanks to Dylan Hine. This is Peterson, who assisted on Indiana Tech's first goal. He grounds one, and it's booted away by Bo Richter. Asare Kanadu then pops it up and out of play for Aquinas. Coming back with Chandler Peterson, the senior from Edmond, Oklahoma. Second in the country with 63 goals scored this year, including 3 in the quarterfinal. Tyberski around Dan Dietrich. And a bouncer scooped up by Hindman. It's Noah Puckett. Puckett with a hook shot. And Lewis Check brings it back. Final 2 minutes of the first. Dan Dietrich with a fine defensive play right outside of the crease for Aquinas to interfere with that crossing pass. Bo Richter was able to clean it up, and now Aquinas brings it back out. Jake Lee down to Joey Fitzgerald. Up top, that was Nash West, who bobbled the handle, and it's taken away by Tech. A lot of real estate for Indiana Tech's Tom Piotrowski. And it leads to a goal. Noah Puckett brings Indiana Tech back within 1.
Noah Puckett give the assist to number 13, Tom Piotrowski. Time of goal, 1:28.
Puckett finds the back of the net for the 37th time this season. This all started thanks to a turnover in Aquinas' offensive zone. And Puckett was able to beat Bo Richter at close range. Werner's got it for Aquinas. And the junior from Sacramento flips it off to Sam Klinsky. Aquinas has not trailed in the first quarter. Cam Rogers with 2 points already for Aquinas. Technically the away team because they are the lower seed. Aquinas is the 6th seed. Indiana Tech is the 2 seed. Even though Aquinas is the host school, they are displayed on the scoreboard as the guest. A penalty comes in after, on that shot attempt, Corby Haley was whacked. And Aquinas is going to have a man up here in the final minute of the first. And depending on the severity of the penalty, it could be the remainder of the first. It is a 30-second technical penalty, a push called on Tom Piotrowski. So Piotrowski will not be confined for the remainder of the first, but we'll see what Aquinas can do with the extra man here. Nash West down to Rogers, behind the net to Klinsky. Corby Haley is still back out there, and he just dropped down to all fours. Still shaken up by that hit that put Tom Piotrowski in the penalty box. And it looks like Haley is going to have to leave this game. Athletic training staff comes out to take a look, along with Aquinas' head coach Doug Sates. Haley tried to shake that one off, but now is being assisted off the field. Difficult to just put weight on that leg right now. And you see Doug Sates, his coach, there with him, holding his stick and now helping to carry his player off the field. Sates certainly knows all about situations like this, a former lacrosse player himself and a former Aquinas Saint, as a matter of fact. He graduated from Aquinas in 2010. Both of these teams very deep, and so we'll see how Aquinas handles the loss of Corby Haley. Final 15 seconds of the first. Remember, Indiana Tech is still trying to kill a penalty here. There's Nash West with a wrister that is wide to the right. Back to even strength. And that is just lofted out of play as the horn sounds on the first quarter. Close game, what would you expect? Semifinals of the Men's Lacrosse Invitational and a berth in the championship game on the line. Aquinas leads Indiana Tech 3-2. We'll be back for the second quarter after this.
For all of your student athletes,
what I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character. I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
3-2 Aquinas over Indiana Tech. This is the first semifinal of the men's portion of the 2019 Lacrosse Invitational. Played here at Aquinas College in Grand Rapids. We step to the X and get ready to go here in the second quarter. Aquinas, the host school, and in its first ever men's lacrosse invitational, has a 3-2 lead over its Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference rival Indiana Tech. These teams met in the regular season, and it was a one-goal victory for Indiana Tech. Aquinas would love to return the favor and move on to the championship game for the first time in program history. This is the first year Aquinas has ever been in the invitational field. Indiana Tech and Aquinas switch sides for the second quarter. Indiana Tech in possession right now in the gray jerseys. Aquinas in the red. Ian Tyberski with a hook shot, and it was wide to the right of Clayton Boerichter, and it's out of bounds. It stays with Indiana Tech. This has been a physically charged game. Both teams came out with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. There was some awfully hard hitting, quite frankly, in that first quarter. Puckett swings it to Tyberski. Tyberski takes another shot, and it bounces back in over the end line. Chandler Peterson is there. He had an assist in the first quarter for Indiana Tech, but otherwise a quiet start to the game for the 60-plus goal scorer, one of the nation's leaders. Peterson with a pass back to Czech, who fumbled it away on the shot attempt, and look, it's Boerichter who comes away with it and clears it. All the way down to Cam Rogers, who's got some real estate now. He throws it to Klinsky, who did not have an angle on a shot attempt. Blake Baker lost it to his similarly numbered counterpart Jordan Reyes, and Schuster whips it up to center. This is Czech again. It's great to just see the sunshine down here. It's been a cloudy and at sometimes rainy week here on the west side of Michigan. This is Joe Solon, the long-haired freshman from Wixom, Michigan. Solon with a bouncer, and Boerichter couldn't quiet it down. Boerichter is looking at his cross right now as if to see a hole in it or something like that, but Joe Solon with a very crafty shot brings Indiana Tech into a tie as they score the first goal of the second quarter. Tech did not lead at any point in the first quarter. And for Solon, he picks up his 15th goal of the year. Solon now has goals in each of the first two games of the Invitational for Indiana Tech. And Solon's a Michigan guy that left the state, went across the border down to Indiana to play for the Warriors and head coach Brian Seaman. That face-off is still up for grabs, and it's finally rescued by Aquinas, Blake Baker. This is Tyson Marsh. And it's out of bounds. Tough defense applied by Indiana Tech's Jack Marquardt. Marsh throws it in front, and there was too much heat for Blake Baker. Indiana Tech wants a push, and they get it. Warriors ball. It's with Chandler Peterson now. Marquardt cutting in front. Good defense applied by the big Matt Wagner, 6'4" sophomore from right here in Grand Rapids. He cut off a passing lane for Peterson. Puckett, guarded by the long stick, Asare Kanadu. Thrown in front, and it dribbles right to Bo Richter. Cameron Arvin was right by the crease there for Indiana Tech. This is Kyle Gauthier, sophomore from Traverse City, who gives it up to Cam Rogers. Down to Klinsky. As long as 88 and 91 are on the field for Aquinas, 88 Sam Klinsky, 91 Cam Rogers, Aquinas can score. And of course, they're much deeper offensively than just those two attackers, but between Klinsky and Rogers, you've got right around 180 points this year. Penalty coming up as Blake Baker is spilled in the box. And Aquinas has got another man-up situation here. It is an offsides penalty called on Noah Puckett, the senior.
Noah Puckett, offsides, Indiana Tech, 30 seconds.
So that's a 30-second technical penalty. And Aquinas did not have a lot of extra man opportunities in the quarterfinal against Lawrence Tech. Just one, as a matter of fact. Lawrence Tech played a very clean game. Aquinas, though, had a significant advantage in shots. They outshot Lawrence Tech 52-32 in the quarterfinal. That was a hot shot coming off the cross of an Aquinas attacker, and a fantastic save was made by Evan Schuster. Indiana Tech tries to turn defense into offense. It bounces behind the cage. Bo Richter is being harassed right now. Flag flies. Bo Richter loses his stick. And they're still tangling with each other down by the end line. So another hold is called on Indiana Tech. This time it's against Chandler Peterson. So right as Indiana Tech let one man out of the box, they throw another guy right back in. The penalty's perhaps an indication of just how physical this game has been. Nash West down to Cam Rogers. Highshetter swings it up to Walker West. Walker West again. Rogers takes a shove from Tedesco, throws it in front to Klinsky, and that's automatic. He bounces it right at the feet of Evan Schuster. Klinsky has his second goal of the day.
Goal number 88, Sam Klinsky, give the assist to number 91, Cam Rogers.
And Cam Rogers has his second assist. Now we talk all about Cam Rogers. Now 100 points on the season for the senior. He is the nation's leader in assists per game at 3.4. And for Sam Klinsky, he picks up his 48th goal of the season. Klinsky had a huge game in the regular season loss to Indiana Tech. He scored 4 goals right here on April 10th, exactly 1 month ago. Into the box. And it's plucked by Indiana Tech's Andrew Neller. Tech calls a timeout with 8:51 remaining in the second.
Timeout, Indiana Tech.
Indiana Tech has not led in the game today. They tied things up 3-3 earlier in the second quarter, and then Aquinas' Sam Klinsky scored another go-ahead goal to go up 4-3. Take a look at the Indiana Tech huddle, coached by Brian Seaman, who has guided the Warriors to a 41-11 record in his 3 seasons at the helm. Indiana Tech has been almost untouchable in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference under Seaman. They are 19-3 in conference. And Seaman has guided Indiana Tech into its new era of NAIA lacrosse. Indiana Tech joined the NAIA in 2017 with a lacrosse program. But Doug Sates certainly has to be pleased with the effort of the Aquinas Saints. The 6th seed trying to shake up the bracket more than they already have done so. Aquinas upset Lawrence Tech in the quarterfinal. And perhaps what makes Aquinas a very dangerous 6th seed is the fact that they're playing at home, but have taken on 2 conference opponents in the first 2 rounds of this invitational. So there's not an unfamiliarity factor when it comes to Aquinas' opponents so far. We are at even strength after a couple of penalties on Indiana Tech. And it's Tech working in the offensive zone. Not yet halfway through the second quarter. Here's Lewis Check. Shrugs off a shove from Dan Diedrich. Hinman with a pass in front, and the ball was spiked by Brandon Schmell. This is Tyberski on the rebound. Tyberski the shot, and it beats Bo Richter. Ian Tyberski has shown that move a couple of times now today with a jump shot. He picks up his 2nd goal of the Invitational. He had a goal in the quarterfinal. And we're once again deadlocked at 4. Here's the Tyberski move. Just bringing it over the right shoulder, and he just beat Bo Richter high and over Bo Richter's left shoulder. That one came very close to hitting the body of Bo Richter. And a face-off violation. So Sam Werner not quite that good, but I guess you would say he helped win that face-off for Aquinas. Cam Rogers spills the ball, and it's picked up by Indiana Tech. Tom Piotrowski is pushed by Sam Klinsky. Klinsky staying on Piotrowski. Beautiful thread up to Blaine Flanagan. Flanagan at 6'6", out of Warren Cousino High School. Long sticker puts one right into the basket of Bo Richter. Gauthier spins around Puckett, throws it to center. This is Blake Baker. Rogers flings it low. In front, Gauthier scores! Kyle Gauthier.
Saints goal number 28, Kyle Gauthier. Give the assist to number 88, Sam Klinsky.
Is very deep on the bench for Doug Sates, his 4th goal of the season. And after a beautiful feed from Sam Klinsky, Aquinas is back in front. Aquinas has had the answer for all of Indiana Tech's charges so far today. They have not trailed. And they're flexing their depth so far in the first half. Again, there are a lot more pieces for Aquinas than the formidable duo of Cam Rogers and Sam Klinsky, even though Klinsky and Rogers have had a hand in all 5 goals. Just about all 5 goals, in fact. Sam Werner had an unassisted goal for Aquinas back in the first quarter, coming off a face-off. Meanwhile, there's another penalty called on Indiana Tech, a slash against Andrew Neller in the face-off circle, so he's down for a minute. And Aquinas has a chance to go up multiple goals. Sam Anderson sprints onto the field from Brian Seaman's bench. Rogers with a pass to Walker West, and he goes high and wide on Evan Schuster for the goal. What a beautiful pass from Cam Rogers across the box. And Walker West with a beautiful shot to take care of the rest. Walker West, the older brother of Nash West, the brothers from Brighton, Michigan. Aquinas has equaled its largest lead of the day now. Werner loses his helmet, and that stops play. Might be the only way that Werner can lose a faceoff at this point. So Werner's got to take a seat because of the equipment malfunction. He maintains that his helmet was ripped off. Here he comes back now. And they'll try it again. Again, the face-off midfielder, Sam Werner, named an All-American because of his propensity to win face-offs. Again, over a 71% win rate on the X. Out of Folsom High School in Sacramento, he's given Indiana Tech fits today. It's Werner who wheels around. Needham to Walker West. Down to Jake Lee. West, who just scored that last goal for Aquinas, swings it around to Klinsky. There's Rogers in his familiar right wing position. Back to Gauthier just off the bench for Coach Sates. Walker West around Marchand, throws it behind the cage. Rogers knifing deeper into the box. Now he brings it back out. Klinsky. Rogers looked like he was winding up for a second. He pulls it back down, now shoots one wide of goal. 13 seconds on the shot clock for Walker West and company. West trying to back down Reyes. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Walker West not in a shooting position right now, and that's a shot clock violation. Good defense by Indiana Tech. That gets the Warriors bench going. In the middle, it's Peyton Kelm. And that's intercepted. Beautiful takeaway by Matt Wagner. Right down the spine, dishes onto the wing, and he missed Cam Rogers. Boy, Aquinas got too far out in front of its own skis there. They had something going with numbers in the offensive zone. And that's a break for Indiana Tech. Another bad pass. It's backed up by Reyes, the conference's defensive player of the year. Ian Tyberski, who scored Indiana Tech's last goal, throws a crossing pass that's batted up into the air and pulled back down by Aquinas. Here comes Connor Coleman, slashing and deciding not to pass to Cam Rogers until just now. Here's Nash West. Whistle sounds, and a timeout taken by Aquinas. With 4:01 to play until halftime.
Aquinas, timeout.
Boy, we've seen some really good games in the men's invitational so far. Both Indiana Tech and Aquinas played close quarterfinal matches, with Aquinas winning by just 1 goal over Lawrence Tech, holding off a late rally by the Blue Devils. Late in that fourth quarter, in fact, Indiana Tech won by 2 over Kaiser, despite outshooting Kaiser 52-29. So both Indiana Tech and Aquinas throw a lot of balls at the net. Both teams racked up 52 shots in the quarterfinal round. And Indiana Tech, whose huddle you are peering into now, is actually the leader in shots and shots on goal this year. Over 800 shots for Indiana Tech this season, and coming into today's game, they had racked up 464 shots on goal. The second men's semifinal begins at 1 o'clock Eastern time today. It's the 1-4 matchup between Reinhardt and the University of the Cumberlands, 2 conference rivals in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Reinhardt is the 2-time defending national champion. Out of the timeout, it's Aquinas ball. In the offensive zone, Sam Klinsky peering past Jordan Reyes and drifting down behind the net, where he spends a lot of time going to work. Reyes with good stick work, passes away. It's loose on the carpet. A shot came out of nowhere and cleared the crossbar. Cam Rogers was in the mix for Aquinas. Joey Fitzgerald was in that quagmire. Klinsky again around the Fitzgerald screen. Rogers in front, and he beats Schuster one-on-one. Oh, that was pretty.
Saints goal number 91, Cam Rogers. Give the assist to number 88, Sam Klinsky. Time of goal, 3:31.
Largest lead of the day for Aquinas, 7-4 for the host school. And worth noting, Indiana Tech now sends Ian Tyberski to the X to face off with Sam Werner. Andrew Neller, at least for right now, is no longer doing the face-offs for Indiana Tech. Werner has been very effective on the face-off today, and he hikes that one right through to his teammate Jake Lee. Aquinas going for more. They've scored 3 straight goals since this game was knotted at 4. Kevin Heischetter out of Forest Hills Northern, not too far from here. Nash West to his brother Walker, who skips that one too far in front of the goal, and it's to the left of Evan Schuster and out of play. Collected by Sam Klinsky. Heischetter screens for Klinsky and gets it back. Walker West snaps one off and in. Nash West, beg your pardon. Either way, it's a goal for one of the West brothers. Nash West's second of the tournament, and first today. His brother Walker got one earlier. And it's Aquinas doubling up Indiana Tech right now, 8-4. Indiana Tech rolling the ball in the wrong direction. Jordan Reyes lost his stick and the ball, and Emmett Coleman scampers after it for Tech. Aquinas is playing with a lot of confidence right now. Evan Schuster gets rid of it. Chandler Peterson. Final 2 minutes until halftime. Indiana Tech is looking for an answer here, as it's Aquinas on a run late in the second quarter. This is Joe Solon. Hinman back to Peterson. Into the box. Guarded by Wagner. Peterson has not had a lot of breathing room today. He trips as he gets rid of the ball, and it's Aquinas possession. Wagner throws it up nearly half the length of the field. Dan Dietrich spins away. Cam Rogers. And a whistle sounds.
Saints take a timeout.
Aquinas takes a timeout to strategize for the final minute here. They have possession, and they can run the clock all the way down to 0 if they so choose. 68 seconds left on the shot clock, so a good time for Aquinas to draw up perhaps a play or two in the huddle. As it's been a quiet second quarter for Indiana Tech. Aquinas withstood an early goal by Indiana Tech early in this quarter and has gotten on a bit of a run here. We noticed the same tendency in Aquinas' quarterfinal game. They clearly are very motivated by playing on their home field. They've got a great cheering section in attendance. There was a send-off celebration for the men's lacrosse team before their quarterfinal match 2 days ago. So there's a lot of excitement and a good deal of buzz here on campus. Things starting to quiet down for the summer. Finals just about wrapped up. And a perfect way to kickstart the summer season. A good run here at the Men's Lacrosse Invitational on Aquinas' own campus. Out of the timeout, this is Klinsky. And Aquinas has run some very effective backside action so far. They bring it back out, however, in front. Heischetter swings it. This is Joey Fitzgerald. Screened by Rogers. Fitzgerald centering pass. Highshetter scoots. And it's batted away by Schuster. Highshetter scooting and shooting, we might add. Lobbed up by Tech and pulled in by Peyton Kelm. 17 seconds left. Hinman down to 10. Peterson knifes in. And no one was home to gather that weak pass by Peterson. There is 1 second on the clock right now. And the ball was in the net of Clayton Boerichter. There was an Aquinas penalty called with 1 second left. Kevin Highshetter picked up a push. And so, with 1 second left, it doesn't seem like that's enough time for Indiana Tech to realistically do anything with this, as Hinman has it on the edge of the box right now on the right side of your screen. And he just sits on it and gets us to halftime. So Indiana Tech will have 29 seconds of a man up when we begin the third quarter. But for now, it's halftime, and Indiana Tech needs to figure out how to re-engage its offense. 8-4 after a strong second quarter by Aquinas. You're watching coverage of the 2019 NAIA Lacrosse Invitational here on the NAIA Network.
When a lot of people think of the NAIA, they think, oh, the talent level is less. The talent level is not as great. That is just not true. You know, there's some great athletes out here that maybe didn't have the size or the athletic ability to play at D1 or D2, but the talent level out here is tremendous. If I could give anybody advice or pitch that to anybody, I'd say give the NAIA a chance. It's a great place to play.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character.
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 When a lot of people think of the NAIA, they think, oh, the talent level is less. The talent level is not as great. That is just not true. You know, there's some great athletes out here that maybe didn't have the size or the athletic ability to play at D1 or D2, but the talent level out here is tremendous. If I could give anybody advice or pitch that to anybody, I'd say give the NAIA a chance. It's a great place to play.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character.
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 Some highlights from the first half of our first semifinal of the day. Aquinas versus Indiana Tech, playing for the right to move on to the NAIA Invitational Championship. Back and forth game for much of the first half, and then Aquinas relied on a 5-goal second half to go up by 4 at the break. Cam Rogers, that guy right there, always a big part of everything Aquinas does, and he had a monster half, no surprise. Goals and assists aplenty for Cam Rogers. 3 goals and 2 assists, so a 5-point start for him. Indiana Tech certainly not without its weapons, but Sam Werner has been an X-factor, pun intended, for Aquinas so far today. That was a face-off one, and he quickly turned it into a goal, and he's won a lot of face-offs today. Clayton Boerichter with a nice save there for Aquinas in goal. But hard to beat a point-blank shot like that from Noah Puckett for Indiana Tech. A steady stream of shots for Aquinas in the first half. 10 in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter. That was an injury to Corby Haley. He left the game and is right now on a scooter with his foot in a boot. So disappointing to see that, but Aquinas certainly moving on in his stead. That was a blast from Walker West, whose brother, Nash West, has a goal today. Right there, as a matter of fact. Walker West has got a goal, too. Both teams with plenty of depth. And Ian Tyberski with a creative shot there for Indiana Tech. We are ready to go now to begin the second half. Remember, Kevin Heischetter is in the penalty box for Aquinas, so Indiana Tech is playing with a man up. Hinman swings it to Czech, back up top to Ryan. Tech creeping in on the 8-yard circle. Czech. Behind to Peterson. No one really open in front. We're back to even strength now. Hinman winds up. That one was off the crossbar. A fastball from Hinman, and it's out of bounds. Czech brings it back in from the sideline. So a good defensive stand there by Aquinas. But Indiana Tech still has it in the offensive zone. Peterson looking. Still looking. Again, he's got over 60 goals this season. Finds Hinman, and Bo Richter denies him, and it's swept out of the box. Backed up by Andrew Ryan. Indiana Tech in the midst of a scoring drought right now, going back to the second half of the second quarter. Czech off the bounce. Wraparound wasn't there. It stays with Indiana Tech. Just 3 saves in the opening half for Clayton Bo Richter. 5 for his counterpart, Noah Schuster, who waits patiently on the other end of the field. This is Peterson. After a shove by Wagner, he could not bounce that one past Bo Richter. It went in front of the cage. And now it's finally Aquinas ball. Dan Dietrich had to drop down to his knees to scoop that one up. And here is Cam Rogers enjoying a 5-point day so far. Klinsky, his partner in crime, has got 2 goals and 2 assists. Nash West finds the newly inserted Joey Fitzgerald. Now Cam Rogers left the ball behind. Jordan Reyes is there to try and gather for Indiana Tech. And that's a push that awards possession back to the Warriors. Here's Czech. Andrew Ryan. Ryan brings it back out and tosses it to Ian Tyberski. Brandon Schmel could not handle that low pass after sprinting off Indiana Tech's bench. And Aquinas takes control. No scoring through the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Dietrich up to the middle. This is Heischetter. Klinsky, no one open in front. Rogers dishes to the point. Nash West to his brother Walker, who shoots and misses. And it's caught up by Klinsky before crossing over the end line. Fitzgerald looking for an opening. Back to Rogers instead. Rogers to Klinsky. Yes!
Saints goal number 88, Sam Klinsky. Give the assist to number 91, Cam Rogers. Time of goal, 11-10.
No, it just never gets old watching the chemistry between the two All-Americans, Sam Klinsky and Cam Rogers. Klinsky's got 5 points on his third goal of the day. Cam Rogers now has 6 points on his fourth assist, and there's just only so much you can do if you're a netminder when those two have that much space and precision passing in your vicinity. Werner again with the dump off back to Blake Baker. And it eludes Walker West. Klinsky after it, and he could not keep it in play. Tom Pietrowski lost it. Walker West has got it, but that's a foul. Loose ball, and on the bounce, Wagner plays it up to Dietrich. Here comes Baker. Highshetter and Nash West check into the game for Aquinas. West with it now. Down low to Klinsky. And back out to Walker West. Here's Highshetter outside the box. Rogers again follows the Nash West screen. Centers himself. Bouncer to Fitzgerald. He couldn't handle it. It goes to Evan Schuster. Look at Walker West interfere with things. But he bounces one by Highshetter. Fitzgerald is there to back it up. Aquinas has only scored one goal in the third quarter, but they continue to dominate possession here over Indiana Tech. Still no signs of life offensively for Indiana Tech. Walker West out in front of the goal line. Now up top to Nash West. And he misses high and to the right of Evan Schuster. It almost feels like Aquinas is playing with an extra man right now simply because of how condensed the attackers are right now. They just called an illegal screen on Aquinas, and so that bails Indiana Tech out. This is Jordan Reyes, and it's picked by Cam Rogers. Flag flies in. Rogers looking for a cross. It's not there. How about the defense for Cam Rogers there? Walker West gets in front, missed the shot, and it's stuck up in the chain link fence behind the end line. A slashing penalty has been called against Indiana Tech. And the penalty is against Jordan Reyes.
Jordan Reyes slashing. 1 minute.
Extra man for 1 minute for Aquinas. Walker West with the pump and a one-hopper that gets past Klinsky. Here's Rogers, thought about the shot, now takes it and missed it over the left side of Schuster's cage. Extra man opportunity for Aquinas. What a save by Schuster. He racketed that one away from Highshetter. A bouncing ball goes over the crossbar from Nash West, and Indiana Tech has it now. Dylan Hine. This is Marchand. We're back to even now with 7.5 to go in the third. Peterson on the hop. And now it's Lewis Check. Check throws one at Bo Richter, and he's all over it. Another save for the freshman goalkeeper out of Zeeland West High School, not far from Grand Rapids. Bo Richter, a second-team all-conference player this year. He's got a bright future. Klinsky, the senior. Only one goal scored so far in the third quarter. It belongs to Aquinas. They outscored Indiana Tech 5-2 in the second quarter. Baker was cutting in front, but Klinsky couldn't find him. It comes back out to Rogers. Rogers guarded by Pietrowski. In front, West using the height to spear that high pass, but then he missed to the right side of Evan Schuster. .25 to shoot for Aquinas. Klinsky around the Gauthier screen. Gauthier with it, throws one in front. A contested pass is put on the carpet and finally secured by Indiana Tech. Andrew Ryan was the Aquinas player right in front of the goal. Check onto the wing. Peterson, shadowed by Wagner. Andrew Ryan makes his approach. There's no one there in front. Too much length for Aquinas inside as that blast from Andrew Ryan goes over everything and it's out of bounds. Hindman over to Ryan. And a shot by Ryan and a score from long range. He burned Bo Richter. And Andrew Ryan had a scope on that shot. An unassisted goal finally gets Indiana Tech on the board, breaking a scoring drought that goes back all the way to the middle stages of the second quarter. That was much needed for Indiana Tech. First goal of the day for Andrew Ryan, 17th of the season for the sophomore from Tulsa. And he whipped that one in from outside the half circle. Sam Werner won 9 of the 14 faceoffs in the first half. He gets another one there and jogs to the bench. Aquinas looking for an answer here late in the third quarter. Still up 4, but Indiana Tech scored its first goal of the third just a moment ago. This is Nash West. A broken stick sends Indiana Tech scrambling. Basically a man advantage right now, and there's an interception by Blaine Flanagan. Flag comes in, And with Aquinas securing the ball, that brings the penalty into effect. Jack Marquardt had his stick broken in two. But Indiana Tech actually comes out of it pretty okay. They have an extra man now. Technical penalty and a 30-second one
number 14, Nash West.
on Nash West. Push is the guilty call, or the call on the field, rather. Peterson, bouncing ball and a score, and now Indiana Tech has the momentum.
Warrior goal number 33, Chandler Peterson, unassisted at 3:43.
Two quick goals for Indiana Tech, and it's now 9-6 Aquinas. Indiana Tech's special teams works. They capitalize on the pushing penalty called against Aquinas. Aquinas did commit 7 penalties in their quarterfinal game 2 days ago. And a penalty proves costly here for Aquinas, despite just 2 in the first half. Fewer penalties than in the quarterfinals so far. Here's Werner. He scored like this before, and that time the pass intended for Sam Klinsky was tipped by Sam Anderson. And the ball is awarded to Aquinas. Saints keep it in the offensive zone. Sam Werner is still on the field right now for Aquinas, the face-off midfielder. Klinsky, after a ricochet, finds Nash West, and that shot was blocked, and it comes back outside the box, and Cam Rogers could not keep it inside the black line. Indiana Tech is trying to will itself back into this one. They've scored the last 2 goals after a long period of offensive dormancy until the late stages of the third quarter, we might add. Tyberski tried to jump that shot, and boy, that was a wild sequence as he sends the goalie for Aquinas, Clayton Boerichter, careening into his own net. A flag on the field, by the way. Sam Asare Kanadu helps to place the net in its appropriate spot again. We'll wait and see what this call is. Not quite hockey, where the net is actually anchored into the ice. That goal came off its anchor spot pretty quickly there, of course, when Clayton Boerichter was knocked completely into it. 170 pounds of goalkeeper. Definitely going to knock that loose. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the penalty.
Number 19, Ian Tyberski.
Ian Tyberski, who had that shot attempt, if you would call it that, but basically launched himself into the crease and right into Boerichter. He takes a knee. A chance for Aquinas to regain control here. Still up 3, but Indiana Tech mounting a rally late in the third. Rogers throws it across. That was Walker West, and it's kicked back out to neutral. Ground ball picked up by Tedesco, but they called offsides. Another flag flies in. Penalty goes on Nash West of Aquinas. So both teams playing with a player in the box right now.
Number 14, Nash West. Delay of game, 30 seconds.
Nash West was slapped with a delay of game penalty. They are asking right now how much time is left on Ian Tyberski's penalty for Indiana Tech.
Lacrosse fans, the quarter break will be a great time to head over and get a burger or brat at the concession stand.
Tyberski won't be confined for much longer. He'll be released soon, certainly before Nash West. So here's Andrew Ryan, shoved back by Dan Dietrich. Hinman to Puckett. Ryan whips one and scores. What a difficult shot. Andrew Ryan with his second goal. And here comes Indiana Tech. Another unassisted goal for the Warriors. It's a two-score game, 9-7. Both sides return to even strength or full strength now. 1:25 to play in the third, and Indiana Tech is right back in this thing. So now the malaise has hit the Aquinas sideline. Can they re-engage? Indiana Tech is playing with a lot of momentum right now. Neller is back in the faceoff circle for Indiana Tech. But Warner still scoops up that ground ball. Klinsky way out in space right now. Tyson Marsh down to Cam Rogers. It's Walker West behind the net. Now to Jake Lee. Lee intercepted. Tom Pietrowski pursued by Walker West. He's pushed down, and that's another penalty. The flags have been flying on Aquinas late in the third. Pietrowski still fighting for that one. And finally, the whistle sounds with 13 seconds left in the third. That's a pushing penalty on Walker West. And it's going to carry into the fourth quarter. 13 seconds left in the third.
Saints penalty on number 4, Walker West. Push, 30 seconds.
Indiana Tech with not much time here in the third quarter. Well, they get one on goal here in the final 5 seconds. Doesn't look like it. Hinman wastes the remaining time in the third quarter, and we go to the fourth with a much closer game than it was even a few minutes ago in the third. 9-7, Indiana Tech bounces back with a couple of goals late in the period to once again apply some heat on Aquinas' lead. 9-7 Aquinas. We've got the fourth quarter coming up next with the right to move on to the NAIA Invitational Championship.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Being a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character.
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 Welcome back. The sun is spilling down onto the field at the AQ Athletic Complex. Really the first time all week we've seen the sun this much, and we certainly aren't complaining. Day 3 of the 2019 NAIA Lacrosse Invitational. The men's semifinal starts the third day of competition. And Indiana Tech starts the fourth quarter with a man up. Chandler Peterson in traffic. Could not get a shot away. Here's Andrew Ryan. Joe Solon. Couple of taps. He brings it back outside the box, and now both sides are even. So Aquinas kills that penalty. And here comes Czech. Pass across the goal line to Peterson. He hauls it in, but had to leave his feet. Ryan tries again, crosses up. Dietrich shoots high. And it comes back to Aquinas. Aquinas' sideline has been loud and energetic all game. It's been a steady stream of cheers and dialogue from the Aquinas bench. But now Indiana Tech comes alive after winning possession back. This game is going to go a long way to defining the rivalry between Indiana Tech and Aquinas. The stakes have never been higher between these two teams when they've played each other. Hinman in space behind, gets it out to Puckett. Peterson on the wing, throws it back up top. Ryan into the box, and another wild shot way to the right of Bo Richter's cage. In fact, Justin Hinman behind the net had to duck to avoid having his head taken off. But Hinman's got it now. Guarded by Connor Coleman. It's Hinman with a shot that was partially blocked, and then he gets pile driven by two red jerseys. Peterson to Puckett. There's the shot, and it's up against the screen. Ryan, centering pass backed up by Puckett. He sweeps one home. And it's out of play. There was a flag thrown, and Aquinas wants taunting against Indiana Tech. Looks like an interference call. And that's a 30-second penalty called against Dylan Coleman of Aquinas.
Number 10, Dylan Coleman, 30 seconds for interference.
This is what allowed Indiana Tech to jumpstart its offense in the third quarter. They took advantage of some Aquinas penalties. Can they do so again to make it a one-score game? Hinman pumps, now passes behind. Peterson shoots, and it skips past Bo Richter. Bo Richter was fantastic in the quarterfinal, 12 saves. And he's trying to protect a lead that has grown more precarious here in the second half. Puckett with a shot. It was tipped. And Hinman brings it back. Check with it. Whips one on a wraparound. Bo Richter lost it for a moment. He found it, and he gets knocked down after a collision with Lewis Check. No flags for now, but a hold has been called, and it goes against Aquinas, so it's Indiana Tech ball. Correction, Aquinas ball, begging your pardon. Here's Matt Wagner with the dish to Dietrich. In space up the sideline. New pairing rotates in. Joey Fitzgerald on the field right now for Aquinas, along with Emmett Coleman for Indiana Tech. Meanwhile, Walker West has it behind and throws it up top to Highsheder. Here's Fitzgerald out of Plymouth, Michigan. Follows the Rogers screen. Plenty of time left in this fourth quarter. Rogers to Nash West, and that shot was blocked by Anthony Tedesco, who went after the ground ball but could not scoop it up. Fitzgerald, topside to Walker West, who has a goal today. Highsheder with a difficult shot from just in front of the goal line. It was off the side of the net. And right through middle, it's Lewis Check. Peterson takes the shot, and it rainbows into the corner. Hinman still with it. That shot got muddled, and it went behind the cage, and it's out of bounds again. It stays with Indiana Tech. And this is Joe Solon. Bringing it in from the corner. Peterson, one-timer, and it's kicked away by Bo Richter. Hinman again, just too much traffic inside the arc, and another fantastic save by Bo Richter. Indiana Tech forced to settle for a long-range shot. Here's Matt Wagner down to Walker West. Klinsky behind, back out to Rogers. Maybe the Rogers-Klinsky pairing can get Aquinas' offense back on track. They've been stuck on 9 goals for a while. It was 9-4 at one point. Aquinas, 3 unanswered for Indiana Tech. The defenses for both teams have really clamped down in the second half. Only 4 goals combined since halftime. Here's Rogers in front, and he bounces it just under the crossbar. It is the Klinsky-Rogers tandem that gives Aquinas its 10th goal of the semifinal.
Number 88, Sam Klinsky. Time of goal, 8:31.
Just can't say it enough how good these guys have been. Cam Rogers has a hat trick now. Perfect placement on that shot. And Klinsky has the double hat trick, if you will, 3 goals and 3 assists. Whistle sounds, and after the faceoff violation, Aquinas is awarded possession. Walker West drifts. Looking for a centering pass. Rogers has it, and he tried to roll it into the goal, but it missed to the right of the post. Rogers capable of so many different types of shots. Here he has it again, long range that time, and it missed to the right. Chance in front, but the ball squirted out of the cross of Tyson Marsh. Marsh nearly intercepted that one. Ground ball scooped up by Jack Marquardt. Chandler Peterson on the field. Indiana Tech down 3. Peterson shooting. And it's saved by Bo Richter. High pass hauled in by Andrew Ryan of Indiana Tech. He took that one away from Dan Dietrich. Peterson, couple of taps from Wagner, and now it goes to Justin Hinman. Hinman. Pass blocked by Wagner. Outstanding defense by the long sticker. And it is scooped up by Aquinas. Here is Sam Asare Kanadu. Now Marsh churns upfield. And a timeout is called.
Take a timeout.
6 minutes, 16 seconds to play. Aquinas has stemmed the tide of Indiana Tech for now. They lead by 3. But still a lot of time left. In the quarterfinal, Aquinas had a strong third quarter and at one point led Lawrence Tech 10-6 late in the fourth. A very similar score to what we have now. Lawrence Tech scored 3 goals late and made it a 10-9 game in the quarterfinal. So perhaps Indiana Tech has got some life left in their tank as well. It's been an emotionally charged game. These teams know each other very well. Indiana Tech, the WAC tournament champions. Aquinas had to sneak in, quote unquote, as an at-large bid, and the Saints are trying to make it count. There would be something especially satisfying for Aquinas to make the championship through 2 conference rivals. Aquinas will have had to go through Lawrence Tech and Indiana Tech to get to the championship. We know that the other side of the bracket will be filled by a team from the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Reinhardt and the Cumberlands will square off at 1 o'clock in the second semifinal in the men's portion of the bracket. Good to be with you today for another quadruple header of NAIA Invitational Lacrosse. Out of the Aquinas timeout, it's Aquinas ball. Here is Sam Klinsky, who's had a monster day, along with Cam Rogers. 6 points for Klinsky after a 3-point quarterfinal. Cam Rogers has got 7 points after 4 points in the quarterfinal. Rogers with it now. A fallen defender. He finds Klinsky in front, and he puts it home. These guys do it all.
Saints goal number 88, Sam Klinsky. Give the assist to number 91, Cam Rogers. Time of goal, 5:46.
When our producer, Alex Bousquet, and I were brainstorming who to highlight for Aquinas going into this match, we picked Cam Rogers, and boy, has he had a fantastic game. 3 goals and 5 assists. And his battery mate, Sam Klinsky, right there with him as well. Violation in the face-off circle. And it is Indiana Tech ball. Line changes for both teams, with Indiana Tech on offense out of the face-off. Here's Andrew Ryan, who's made things happen at this position for Indiana Tech in the second half. He tries to get something going here. He takes a shot from outside the arc, and it was over the net and over Clayton Boerichter, for that matter. Here's Chandler Peterson. Right past Noah Puckett, and the speedy Sam Asare Kanadu pounces on that. Look at the wheels on Asare Kanadu, the junior from Florida. And now Rogers pumps the brakes with under 5 minutes to go. Asare Kanadu did his job. He scooped up a turnover and got it the heck out of the defensive zone. Rogers tries to take it the rest of the way. Here he is. There's the shot, and it's ferried away by Blaine Flanagan. And it should stay with Aquinas, and it does. Here comes Walker West. That one's tipped up and brought back down by Indiana Tech. And Aquinas is going to get the ball back after an Indiana Tech foul. There may have been a push called on Jordan Reyes. And here comes Aquinas again, setting up the half-field offense with Nash West drifting. Now under 4 minutes to play. Aquinas very content to run its 4-minute offense and bleed some clock here. Highshetter thought about the shot. Now he gets himself in front and he scores!
Saints goal number 22, Kevin Highshetter, unassisted at 3:41.
Highshetter has been a valuable piece off the bench for Aquinas. That's his 17th goal of the season for the senior midfielder out of Forest Hills Northern High School here in Grand Rapids. Highshetter's second goal of the Invitational as well, and he saves some of his best stuff for Indiana Tech. He scored 3 goals in the regular season matchup against the Warriors. And Aquinas has got its mojo back. They're up 5 again. Dietrich picks up the ground ball. Brings it into the box. Walker West with a shot too high. Evan Schuster back to Taylor Marchand, the two-time academic All-American. There's a turnover at neutral, open net, and a score from outside the box. It's Walker West with his second of the day.
Saints goal number 4, Walker West, unassisted at 3:15.
And Aquinas can feel it now. They are up 13-7, the Saints' largest lead of the day. And they are rapidly closing in on a berth in the NAIA Invitational Championship. Warner couldn't quite scoop that one up off the carpet. And Dietrich's got it. Down to Cam Rogers. Aquinas feeling it. Klinsky, yes!
Saints goal number 88, Sam Klinsky. Give the assist to number 91, Cam Rogers. Time of goal, 2:59.
Klinsky and company are suddenly doubling up Indiana Tech. Klinsky's got 5 goals and 3 assists today. Cam Rogers with 3 goals and 6 assists. Rogers is the nation's leader in assists this year. He's now got 54 on the season and continues to extend his school record for points in a season. He's up to 106. He had 97 points coming into today. They have been impossible to stop, the duo of Cam Rogers and Sam Klinsky. Under 3 minutes to go for Indiana Tech. Emmett Coleman with it. Peterson up top. Solon skips in, shoots, and scores. Joe Solon with his second marker of the day.
Goal number 7, Joe Solon. Give the assist to number 33, Chandler Peterson.
And Chandler Peterson picks up his second assist and third point of the morning. It might be too little, too late for Indiana Tech. Now down 6. It was 9-7 until earlier in the fourth quarter, and Aquinas caught a hot spell really for the first time today in which either team has gotten on a streak like that. It had been 2 goals here, 3 goals there. But Aquinas really opened things up for the first time in the fourth quarter, and Indiana Tech might not be able to recover at this point. This is Blake Baker. Harassed by Chandler Peterson. Sam Warner down to Tyson Marsh. Peterson again way out there applying defensive pressure. Under 2 minutes remain. Rogers charging through traffic down to Walker West. Behind to Marsh. Klinsky's got it on the wing. And it's Rogers up top. Some somewhat uncustomary positioning right now for Aquinas' attacking offense. Here's Highshetter. Walker West. Indiana Tech has been unable to pry it away. It's lobbed down behind. Marsh sits on it. And rolled it to Klinsky, but it was taken away. Shot clock violation was coming down the pipeline regardless. Andrew Ryan lost it, pried away by Klinsky. Here's Rogers. One more time. No. Coming back to Indiana Tech. 53 seconds left. 53 seconds away from a berth in the Invitational Championship. Taylor Marchand. Ryan down into the box. This is Tyberski. Shifty attacker throws that one off the shin of Matt Wagner, and it rolls out of bounds. Coach Doug Sates is rotating in his bench for the final 10 seconds now. Walker West sits on it. And it's official now. The Aquinas Saints run at the NAIA Invitational continues.
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the winner of
the school's first appearance in the NAIA Invitational has led the Saints to the championship. After a scoring spree in the fourth quarter, Aquinas is able to keep Indiana Tech at bay. 14-8, the final score. And the Saints await either Reinhardt or the University of the Cumberlands in the championship. What a fun run for the Aquinas Saints. The host school in the Invitational for the first time in program history, and the best season of Aquinas men's lacrosse continues and goes to the final day of the season tomorrow. 14-8 the final score. That does it for our first semifinal of the day. Remember, coming up in 1 hour, we round out the championship field in the men's bracket as the 1-seed Reinhardt Eagles take on the 4-seed Cumberland's Patriots. We'll have coverage of that game coming up at the top of the hour. You've been watching the NAIA Network, a presentation of the Turbo Sports Media Group.